Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but there's a stubbornness around your middle that just won't budge, an internal heaviness that quietly steals your energy day by day? It's a feeling that goes beyond the number on a scale, and if you've ever felt that way, I want you to know you're not alone. That frustrating feeling of being stuck, especially with the dangerous visceral fat around our organs, isn't a personal failure. It's often the result of following outdated advice that doesn't account for how our metabolism changes, particularly for those of us over 60. The real key isn't some impossible diet or a grueling exercise regimen that feels unsustainable. The secret is unlocking a few powerful science-backed insights into how our bodies are truly designed to work. Now, you might be thinking, I've tried everything. I've cut calories, I've walked for miles, and nothing seems to touch that dangerous fat around my middle. I hear you, and I understand that skepticism. But what if the most common advice has been missing a crucial piece of the puzzle? What if the solution isn't just about what you eat, but when you eat? What if you could gently guide your body to tap into and burn that inflammatory visceral fat, not by starving yourself, but by working with your body's natural rhythms? Over the next few minutes, we're going to walk through a simple 14-day plan designed for beginners. We'll uncover a series of powerful strategies, starting with a foundational habit, moving through essential insights, and building to what I call the ultimate revelation, a game-changing secret that can dramatically accelerate your results. You absolutely must stay for this final piece of advice, because it harnesses one of your body's most powerful anti-aging and fat-burning hormones, and the science behind it is truly remarkable. If you're ready to take back control and feel lighter, more energetic and healthier from the inside out, then I invite you to join our community by subscribing. Your journey to a more vibrant you starts right now. And just a quick important reminder, all the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet or health regimen, especially if you have pre-existing conditions or are on medication. Our goal here is empowerment through knowledge, so you can make the best choices for your unique situation. All right, let's begin with our first piece of the puzzle. Our foundational habit, the hydration blueprint. Now let's start with something that might sound simple, but its importance cannot be overstated. Before we even talk about food or fasting, we have to talk about water. So many of us, especially as we get older, are living in a state of chronic low-grade dehydration and we don't even realize it. What happens is, when your body is dehydrated, every single system is compromised. Your metabolism slows down, your body holds onto toxins, and you start getting false hunger signals. That feeling of being dizzy or having a headache a few days into a new health plan, very often it's not a lack of food, it's a lack of proper hydration and minerals. Think about it this way. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine your body is like a high-performance engine. Food is the fuel, yes, but water and electrolytes are the oil and the coolant. You can have the best fuel in the world, but if the engine has no oil, it's going to seize up, overheat, and break down. Trying to burn fat without proper hydration is like asking that engine to run without its essential fluids. It sputters, it struggles, and it can't perform its job efficiently. Consequently, fat burning becomes incredibly difficult. Therefore, the solution, our foundational habit, is to make hydration intentional and strategic. It starts the moment you wake up. Before coffee, before tea, before anything else, your first mission is to drink 16 ounces of high-quality water. And here's the key. Add a small pinch of good-quality sea salt or a sugar-free electrolyte powder. This doesn't just provide water, it provides the minerals your cells are thirsty for after a long night's rest. It's like turning the power on for your entire body and telling your metabolism, okay, we're open for business. Throughout the day, the goal isn't to force down gallons of water, but to drink when you're thirsty and to pay attention to your body's signals. A good rule of thumb is to check your urine. If it's mostly clear or a very pale yellow, you're doing great. If it's dark, your body is sending you a clear signal that it needs more fluids. By mastering this simple habit, you create the perfect internal environment for all the other strategies we're about to discuss to work their magic. Essential strategy: fueling your body intelligently. So we've laid the foundation with hydration. But now we come to the big question: what should you actually eat during your eating window on this plan? This is where so many well-intentioned efforts get derailed. You can have the perfect fasting schedule, but if you fill your eating window with the wrong kinds of foods, you can undo all your hard work. The core issue we're aiming to solve here is the roller coaster of blood sugar and insulin. Visceral fat, that dangerous internal fat, absolutely loves it when your insulin levels are high. And the number one thing that spikes insulin is carbohydrates, especially processed ones. When you eat a meal high in carbs like bread, pasta, chips, or sugary snacks, your body gets a huge surge of glucose. Your pancreas then releases a flood of insulin to manage it. Insulin's job is to shuttle that glucose into your cells for energy, but, and this is a critical but, any excess glucose gets promptly stored as fat, particularly around your organs. This means you can be in a calorie deficit. But if your insulin is constantly elevated, your body remains in fat storage mode, not fat burning mode. It's a frustrating metabolic trap. Let's use an analogy to make this crystal clear. Imagine your body's metabolism is a campfire. To get a nice, hot, long-lasting fire that burns efficiently, you need dense, slow-burning logs. Those logs represent protein and healthy fats. They provide sustained energy and keep the fire burning steadily for hours. Now imagine what happens if you throw a bunch of dry paper and twigs on that fire. That's carbohydrates. You get a big immediate flare-up of flames, a sugar rush, but it burns out almost instantly, leaving you with nothing but a pile of ash and a dying fire, making you crave more paper and twigs just to keep it going. Therefore, our essential strategy is to build your fire with the right fuel. For these 14 days, the goal is to keep your total carbohydrate intake under 100 grams per day. And you want to replace those calories with two things: high-quality protein and healthy fats. We're talking about building your meals around single-ingredient foods, foods that don't need an ingredients list. Think about it. An avocado's only ingredient is avocado. An egg is just an egg. A piece of chicken is just chicken. Compare that to a bag of potato chips with 20 different ingredients you can barely pronounce. Focus on things like grass-fed beef, pasture-raised eggs, wild-caught fish, chicken, avocados, olive oil, coconut oil, and real butter. These foods keep you full and satisfied. They keep your blood sugar stable, and most importantly, they keep insulin low. A low-insulin environment is the secret to unlocking your fat stores and telling your body, it's time to start burning that dangerous visceral fat for fuel. Key insight: the gentle ladder to metabolic freedom. All right, we've covered hydration and nutrition. Now, let's get to the heart of this protocol: the fasting schedule itself. The idea of going without food can be intimidating. Many people hear the word fasting and immediately think of starvation and misery. But the beauty of this plan is that it's not about shocking your system, it's about gently re-educating it. The primary hurdle we face here is a state that many modern adults live in called metabolic inflexibility. For decades, most of us have been taught to eat 3 meals a day, plus snacks. This constant supply of fuel means our bodies have become very good at burning glucose from food, but they've completely forgotten how to tap into our own body fat for energy. When the glucose runs out, the body panics and sends powerful hunger signals because it doesn't know how to flip the switch to its stored energy source. To understand this, let's use the analogy of a hybrid car. A metabolically flexible person is like a modern hybrid car. It can run on gasoline from the pump, food you eat, but when that runs out, it seamlessly and automatically switches over to its powerful electric battery, your stored body fat. There's no sputtering, no panic, no shutdown. It just keeps running smoothly. A metabolically inflexible person, however, is like an old gas guzzler from the 1970s. It only knows how to run on gasoline. The moment the tank is empty, it sputters, stalls, and stops dead on the side of the road, and you're desperately looking for the next gas station. Therefore, our key insight is to use a gentle ladder approach to retrain your body to become a hybrid engine. We don't just jump into a long fast. We start slowly and progressively build what I call your fasting muscle. For the first 3 days, days 1 to 3, you'll follow a simple 14-10 schedule. That means a 14-hour fast and a 10-hour eating window. For example, you finish dinner at 7 p.m. and don't eat your first meal until 9 a.m. the next day. It's incredibly manageable. Then, for days 4 through 6, we climb the next rung of the ladder to a 16.8 schedule. You just extend your fast by 2 more hours. Maybe you push your first meal from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This slightly longer fast drops insulin even further and encourages your body to start looking for fat to burn. Finally, for days 7 through 13, you'll step up to an 18.6 schedule. This is where the real magic starts to happen. An 18-hour fast is long enough to activate a powerful cellular cleanup process called autophagy. Think of autophagy as your body's internal decluttering and renovation crew, repairing cells and mitochondria so they become efficient fat burners again. By following this gentle step-by-step progression, you're not shocking your system. You're coaching it, allowing it to adapt comfortably and rediscover its innate ability to burn fat for fuel. Crucial secret: the art of breaking your fast. You've done the work. You've hydrated properly, you've completed your fast for the day, and now your eating window is open. This is a moment of metabolic victory, but it's also a moment of great vulnerability. How you break your fast, that very first meal you eat, can either amplify all the benefits you've just created, or it can slam the brakes on your progress. The critical thing to understand is that after a fast, your body is incredibly sensitive to insulin. If the first thing you put into your system is a rush of carbohydrates, like toast oatmeal, a bagel, or even a piece of fruit on its own, you're going to get a massive glucose spike and a huge insulin surge. This violently shifts your body out of fat-burning mode and straight back into fat-storing mode. It's like running a beautiful, clean race for 18 hours, only to trip and fall right at the finish line. Let's use an analogy to illustrate this. Imagine your digestive system after a fast is like a calm, quiet, pristine lake at dawn. The water is still and clear. The benefits of the fast, lowered inflammation, cellular repair, are all present in that peaceful environment. Now, breaking your fast with a carb-heavy meal is like revving up a giant speedboat and tearing across that lake at full throttle. It creates huge waves, a glucose spike, churns up mud from the bottom, an inflammatory response, and shatters the peace and quiet. All the tranquility is instantly gone. However, breaking your fast with protein and fat is like gently sliding a canoe into that same lake. There's barely a ripple. The canoe moves smoothly across the water, preserving the calm, pristine environment. Therefore, our crucial secret is to break your fast with protein and healthy fat first. This is non-negotiable. That first meal should be centered around things like eggs and avocado, or a piece of chicken with some olive oil, or a quality protein shake. The protein and fat will cause a very minimal insulin response and will slow down digestion. Then, if you are going to have some carbohydrates with that meal, say some berries or a small piece of sweet potato, have them at the end of the meal. By eating the protein and fat first, you create a kind of buffer in your digestive system, which ensures the carbs are absorbed much more slowly, preventing that big damaging glucose and insulin spike. This single secret preserves the fat-burning state you worked so hard to achieve and sets you up for continued success. The ultimate revelation: unlocking your body's fountain of youth hormone. We have now arrived at the final day of our 14-day journey, and we've saved the most powerful tool for last. After 13 days of gently training your metabolism, your body is now primed and ready for something truly transformative. This is our grand reveal, the strategy that dramatically accelerates visceral fat loss and taps into your body's most potent anti-aging and muscle-preserving hormone. The challenge for many people, especially as we age, isn't just losing fat, but also preserving precious muscle mass and maintaining youthful energy and vitality. Aggressive dieting can often lead to muscle loss, which in turn slows down your metabolism, making long-term success nearly impossible. It feels like a no-win situation. You lose weight, but you also lose strength and vitality. But what if there was a way to specifically target fat for fuel, while simultaneously sending a powerful signal to your body to preserve and even build lean muscle tissue? Here is where we introduce our ultimate revelation: the 24-hour fast on day 14 and the incredible hormonal response it triggers. To understand its power, Let's use our final analogy. Think of your body's hormones as a team of master renovation specialists. Insulin is the specialist in charge of construction and storage. It builds things up and puts materials away. But when insulin is low for an extended period, like during a 24-hour fast, the boss sends in a different specialist, Human Growth Hormone, or HGH. HGH is the master of remodeling and renewal. Its job is to break down the old worn-out materials, body fat and damaged cells, to use as energy for the renovation, while simultaneously protecting and reinforcing the most valuable structures in the building, your muscle and bones. What science is increasingly telling us is simply astounding. Research has shown that after a 24-hour fast, there is a massive surge in HGH. For men, this increase can be as much as 2,000%, and for women around 1,300%. This isn't a small tweak, it's a monumental hormonal shift. Therefore, by completing a single 24-hour fast from dinner one day to dinner the next, you are doing two incredible things. First, you are maximizing fat burning, pushing your body to pull energy directly from that stubborn visceral fat around your organs. Second, you are flooding your system with this powerful anti-aging hormone that tells your body to preserve muscle, repair tissues, and improve bone density. You get the fat loss without the typical downside of muscle loss. You are literally instructing your body to remodel itself for the better. And there you have it, the ultimate revelation. After progressing through the gentle ladder, your body is fully prepared for this. It won't feel like a struggle. It will feel like the powerful, logical conclusion to your 14 days of metabolic healing. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from our foundational habit of the hydration blueprint building, through our essential strategy for fueling your body understanding the key insight of the gentle ladder, mastering the crucial secret of breaking your fast, all the way to our game-changing ultimate revelation of the 24-hour fast. Each one is a vital stepping stone on the path to a lighter, more energetic and profoundly healthier you. This isn't about a temporary diet. It's about giving your body the operating instructions it's been missing. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these insights? Perhaps it was the simple logic of the gentle ladder, or maybe the eye-opening secret of how to break your fast, or even our ultimate revelation about HGH resonated with you the most. Which one are you thinking of trying first? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. I read as many as I can. If you found this journey through these health discoveries valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It truly helps others in our community find this information. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful strategies tailored for our fantastic group of mature adults. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.